Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am sharing my favorite Cricut Design Space tips and tricks using the slice button and the contour button. I think this video would be really helpful if you are a beginner with Cricut Design Space, but if you've been using it for a while, hopefully you can take a few things away from this as well. So earlier this week I had put together a Cricut Design Space tips and tricks video. It was 40 minutes long and I went to go edit it and my voice was not in sync with what I was doing on Design Space. So I'm not sure what happened with that, but with that video being so long, I decided to change what I was doing and do a Cricut Design Space tips and tricks series on my channel. So I'm going to have about 4 to 5 videos where I'm sharing all of my favorite Cricut Design Space tips. The first thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to go to upload and I will upload an image from my computer. So I'll upload this one, and this is actually a picture of me and my husband from about 7 years ago. So I'll hit complex and I'll hit continue. Then just hit continue again. And as you can see, this would only work as a print and cut image. This would not work as a cut image. As you can see, it's just a square. So we'll be working with this as a print and cut image. Then I'll just hit save. I'm also going to upload this image as well, the softball baseball mom. So I'll select those and insert that into Cricut Design Space. I'm just going to move these aside, and I'm also going to pull up a few shapes. The first thing that I'm going to show you is just the basics of what the slice button does. And what this does is it will just slice one shape out of another shape. I'm just going to change these to different colors so it's easier to look at it. And I'll just show you how the slice button works. So I'm just going to put this over the square, and you want to select both of these images. You can see over in the layers panel that they are both selected. Sometimes it's hard to look when you're just looking at it in the canvas, but if you look over here, you can see in the layers panel that the heart and the square are both selected. Then you can come down and click slice, and you can just slice this out of here. This is basically like using a cookie cutter, and then you can take that excess dough out of there and you can just delete these. So you can see by slicing this made this into a whole nother image. The next thing that I want to show you is if you would want to slice 2 hearts out of here. I'm just going to bring these over the square, and I'll change these to 2 different colors as well. Okay, so let's say we want to slice these 2 hearts out of here. We'll select all 3, and I like to hit Control on my keyboard and select everything. You can see they're all selected over here, but our slice button is grayed out. The slice button can only slice 2 layers at a time, and you can see over here that there is 3 layers selected. So what you need to do is weld the 2 hearts together. You want to make sure that you have the hearts exactly where you want it to be, because once you weld it, you cannot undo that. You can click undo, but if you save your project and go back into it, you can't undo it. So let's just select both of these hearts. I just hit Control on my keyboard again, and you can see that they're both selected. Now we can weld these together. This will make it just one layer, and it'll make it one image, so you can see here it's together. If you bring it over the square and select the square, you can see now that the slice button is available because we only have 2 layers selected. So now we can hit slice and move these out of the way. And now you have your image. So that's basically how the slice button works and how it works when you have more than 2 layers. But now the fun part of the video is showing some of my tricks for the slice and contour button. So I'm just going to get rid of all of these. And the next one I'm going to show you is this softball baseball mom. You can see that this is all one layer. It doesn't come up as separate layers, but let's say that we want it to be separated and say baseball mom and softball mom. A way you can do this is by using the slice button. So you'll want to grab another shape. I'm just going to select the square If you hit the unlock button and resize this, I'm going to bring it over mom. Then I'm just going to select both of these. You can see I have both of the layers selected, and I'll hit slice. Then you can move these out of here and delete those. And now you have mom separated. So I'm going to do the same thing with softball. I'm going to unlock that, and I'll slice. I'll select both of these and I'll slice again. We'll delete those, and now we have everything separated. So we can put baseball mom, or we can put softball in front of that as well, and we can also change the colors. Before it would be all one color if you switched it. Now you can make all three of these different colors, and you can have it separated. That's a really neat way to do that. I also want to show you how to do that using the contour button, but I am going to use the slice button for one more thing here. I'm going to bring this image over here that I had downloaded from my computer, and I am going to take a shape. I will take a heart, and as you can see, there's so many different things that you can use with the shapes in Cricut Design Space. But now I'm just going to put this over here. And I will just select both of these images, and I'll hit slice again. And this time, instead of keeping this piece, we're going to keep the piece that was sliced out. So I will delete these, and here we have our image. I think this is so cool to keep part of what you had sliced out. And with this image, you can do printable vinyl and make coasters or magnets. I think that is a really cool tool. Now, this is my favorite part, is using the contour button. I'm going to go select an image from the image library, and I want to find a fun image that has a lot going on with it. I will select this one, and I'll hit insert image. I'll select that and make it a little bit smaller. So with the contour button, it took me a while to really start using this, and I don't know why, because it is such a great tool in Cricut Design Space. I am going to select contour down here. You can see also that this is one layer as well. So I'll hit contour, and basically what this is a delete button. You can change your image by taking parts of it out of it. You can see too that it has a plus and minus sign, which is nice to be able to see the image a little bit bigger. And on the side here is all of your different pieces of the image. So what you can do is you can select part of the image. So I'll select these here. And as you can see, when you select it, it highlights it on the side. So whatever is highlighted is what you are hiding. So you can either select in the squares in here, or you can select in the actual picture. I'm just going to keep those selected. You can hit the X, or you can click on the side, and now you can see that it got rid of that piece of the image. So if you have an image that you really like, but there's parts of it that you don't want in it, you can click contour and just take those out of there. Now I'm going to hit undo. The next thing that I want to show you is how to change pieces of this by using contour. I want to show you how to make the bride and groom a different color. As you can see, if you change it to a different color, let's do like purple, it'll change the whole entire image. So now I am going to make this smaller. What you want to do is hit duplicate. Now I'll go back into this first one and hit contour. I am going to select the bride and groom again. I will select all of those pieces and click out of there. Now I'll go into the piece that I duplicated. I will hit contour. With this one, we want to delete everything but the bride and groom. And what I like to do, instead of having to click on every single tiny piece here, I like to hit hide all contours. It will hide everything except for one little piece, and it happened to hide the piece that we wanted to, but we also want to deselect this piece as well. So as you can see, it is only going to keep these center pieces and it will erase everything else. So I'll go over here. And now we just have the bride and groom separated. So now we can change this to a different color and we can piece this right inside of our design here. This is really great if you want to change parts of your design, and especially if you want to make something different colors. And this might be one of my favorite Cricut Design Space tips. So it's really cool how you can change a whole part of that image. Another thing that I wanted to show you as well, if you select this layer and if you go over to the layers panel and right click, when you go down to the bottom, it says image info. It will show you what code this is in the Cricut image library, and it will also show you the cartridge. So if you click on view cartridge, it will pop up with the whole entire cartridge. And basically what a cartridge is in the Cricut image library, it's a set of images. And it's a set of images that are similar to each other. So let's say that you really liked this image and you want to have other ones like it. Here is the whole cartridge, which is basically the whole image set. So I thought that was kind of a cool little thing to show you there. That is all I have for the slice and contour tips and tricks. It's really neat how you can customize these images even more. I really like using the slice and contour tool to separate parts of the image so that you can either change the color or, like we did with this, is just separated it here. So if you have any questions, definitely leave them below in the description box. If you have anything specific that you would like to see in Cricut Design Space, let me know as well. I have a ton of other tips and tricks that I cannot wait to share with you using Cricut Design Space. And like I said, I am just going to separate it into different videos coming up these next few weeks. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe. I do a video at least once a week, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.